What's going on, CCR? How you guys all doing today? My name is Retro, back on the channel again. So I would like to discuss some things about COD 4 Remastered, like you guys are watching in the background here. This was a pretty nice game here. I got a few deaths, more than I would have liked, but it was still very fun for me, very entertaining, and I love the AK-47. What a nice weapon, and the new sound effects they added for it are just gorgeous. So I've been using that weapon a lot, and along with a few others, but I would like to talk with you guys a little bit about whether or not MWR really should be patched. Because as you guys know, there's a good decent amount of weapons which are a little off balance in this game. That's pretty obvious, and especially if you've been playing since, let's say, 2007, 2008, 2009, around that whole era, you'll realize that a lot of these weapons have some balancing issues. The first thing that you'll notice, of course, is the M16 being pretty OP. The MP5 is a little overpowered. The M4A3, maybe to some, might be a little, I guess, too easy to quickscope with. I mean, maybe the shotguns, I don't really know. But a few of the weapons in this game people deem to be overpowered. But I would like to cover it really why I think, no matter how, I guess, bad the issue is with MWR, I don't think they should be touched. And I think this game should be left existing as it is. You see, nostalgia itself is where everything really starts. Because people will remember a video game usually a little bit better than the experience actually was. They don't remember the days they spent raging and throwing their controllers, or the lag, or the bad matchmaking, whatever, I guess, griefs you have with normal CODs once they're out. You usually forget about them by the time the next COD arrives. So looking back at a game like COD 4, which is all the way back from 2007, most people might have forgotten about the M16, or Frag times 3, or a few other things which some people found annoying, maybe Juggernaut. So when people are picking it up back in 2016, everybody is freaking out, going, wait a minute, this is overpowered, we gotta nerf this. And a lot of the new community is doing the same thing, because they're stepping in, having never played COD 4 before. They're coming in here going, wait a minute, this is overpowered, I've never seen something like this. You know, the M16 has gotta be reduced in terms of its damage, Frag times 3 has gotta go, and people might be flipping out about these things. But the real concern for me is tampering with a successful formula, something that people know and love. I don't think this should be touched. Not in any way, and I don't think anything is a colossal enough issue, at least in my eyes, that it needs to be nerfed. I just don't think so. The M16, is it a little overpowered? Yes, but you can get over it. Come on, I mean, use another assault rifle, they're all pretty good. And the same thing goes with Frag times 3. I mean, there are a few other perk ones which are pretty damaging. You have the Claymores, the RPGs. Just use something else if you really are offended by Frag times 3. I just don't see the game being in that bad of a shape, at least in my eyes, that it should be tampered with. If you, I guess, let's say nerf Frag times 3, you might incentivize people to use a bunch of other annoying perks that might kind of offset the flow of the game. If you take out some of these certain things, like the M16, maybe people might camp a little more. If they know the M16 is not going to be a one-burst kill, maybe they'll sit in the building, and it might be a little bit easier for them to use it. I don't know, but I don't think the flow of an already existingly good game should be interrupted because some people want to patch a few certain things. I think COD 4 was pretty damn good when it came out, and I still do. It has its issues, it's not perfect, believe me, it's got flaws, but it still is one of the best CODs to this day. Now, if it was another game, let's say Modern Warfare 2, maybe MW3 or Black Ops 2, I'd say it's a different story, because those games are more complicated. I mean, in essence, they're much more complicated, much deeper, where COD 4 is almost a completely different franchise back in 2007. So it's such a different game, I don't think it really needs a patch, regardless of whether or not some things might be a little out of balance. I don't really think it needs it. I just don't. But I want to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, CCR is going to be better than ever before this year with COD 4 Remastered and Infinite Warfare. There's going to be a lot of good content for us to work with. So hopefully you guys are ready for that. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I'll see you all on the next one.
Enemy UAV is airborne. Our UAV is online.